Happy Friday, everyone. It's December 16th. There are only 15 days left before the end of December until 2023 starts, and welcome to episode number 11 of the Courage Pays Better Than Fear podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jeremy Hritz, alongside
Edmund, Fontana.
And we are so excited to be here with you on this Friday. Hopefully you have all of your Christmas shopping done. You can send the gifts that you bought for Edmund and I to... Are we allowed to accept gifts?
Yeah, we can. Hey, this is not like school district. School district, you actually have to sign off on something that you won't accept gifts.
It was like an ethics form or
yeah, it was
some
an
nonsense
ethics form.
like that.
Like, oh yeah, you can't get a gift. A kid that you helped all year wants to give you something cool to put on your desk, and you're not allowed to accept it.
Yeah, but no more. We ain't got to worry about that.
Nope. So our desk is right here. Be happy to send them to this guy.
That's right.
Leave your address so you can have a
Perfect. Landenberg, Pennsylvania.
bunch of women show up. Your wife will kill you.
Oh, man. Anyway, we are so excited that you're here with us today. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of challenges in your life, whether it's physical, mental, something within your career, relationship, and it's very fitting. Again, we talked about there only being 15 days left in this year. We talked about goal setting a few weeks back, but we're going to talk about some of the challenges that we're currently in the midst of and what January is going to look like for both of us, because we do have some challenges on tap. Before we get into that, before we get into the Furious 3, because you're up.
Yeah.
I got to make sure that we're not fooling around too much too.
All right.
Clowning around, because we got called out on that, right?
Yeah. Mary Landau, how you doing? I'm glad you're out there watching this. Yeah, she said me and you screw around too much in the beginning.
Let's be serious.
So let's be serious. That'll be the first time you're allowed to evaluate us, Mary.
Yeah. Needs improvement.
Needs improvement.
Anyway, just a reminder, next Tuesday we're going to be having our accountability webinar. That's going to be on Facebook Live. We'll have the link out on Monday for that. So check in. If you can't check into that live, we will have a recording available to all of you. The website is still under construction. We're hoping to have that ready to go for the new year. Be on the lookout for that. But let's go, man. Furious 3.
Let's do it. Don't ask me about Christmas shopping, because none of it been done yet.
All right, here we go. Here's this is just random. What's the longest you've ever had your hair? You ever had like...
Oh, yeah. So when I was my whole life?
Yeah, your whole life.
All right, so I was a little skateboarder punk not that all skateboarders are punks, so don't take it that way. I was a punk. But yeah. Was, exactly. I worked on myself. I'm a better man today than I was yesterday. That's all we got. That's all we say. That's true. Right? I had my hair was down to my chin. My bangs were down to my chin. My hair in the back wasn't so long. It was all about keeping this short and shaved, and then this up here being super long, and I could pull my bangs down to my chin. And
I'd love to have a picture of that.
I got some out there. But the girls used to like it when I did get my hair out of my eyes.
Next question.
Asked, bro.
Next question. What is the dumbest thing you've ever spent money on?
Are you really going to answer that question? Are you really going to ask that question? I can't even be honest with that one. No, I can't be honest with that one.
Or most foolish purchase. How about that?
That's just as bad. You know what? Most foolish purchase. So I can contest to that. This stupid BMW that I have sitting in my garage that I probably drive, I don't know, I've probably driven the thing like 10 times, right? And now it's not a winter. I mean, it's all-wheel drive, so I could drive it in the winter. But, I mean, you know, it's a 850i M Series, brand new. You know it's expensive. And why did I do it? Because I can? I mean, it's stupid. I mean, it's like, and I tell everybody, you know, all the time, especially if you're involved in real estate, like you always want to focus on buying assets, not liabilities. Now, the good thing with this is I'm technically not paying for it.
There you go.
So, I mean, in a way, I guess it's not I don't know. I still think it's a purchase because it's sitting in my driveway. I own it. It's got debt on it. But my rental properties, 2 of them, pay for that. But those 2 rental properties could be paying for something else. I could be using that money to invest in something. But, you know, sometimes you break the rules. It is what it is.
Yeah. You break the rules? Never.
Yeah, no, never that.
All right, then the final question. We talked last week about how the purpose of Courage Pays Better Than Fear. We want to bring positivity out there into the world. There's too much negativity out there, so we're trying to just blast that down, but we're also about helping people, giving back. What is your massive, huge, humongous goal in terms of helping people? Like 20 years from now, 30 years from now, what do you want to be able to look back and say, wow, I was able to give back in this way? What's that big thing look like for you?
So who do I want to contribute to? Just, I love, like I became a special education teacher for a reason, right? At-risk kids. That was my passion. That's what I got involved in the education field for. One of my most rewarding jobs was working at a group home. It was the least paying job. It was like $10, $11 an hour, but it was the most rewarding job because you felt like you were helping every day because you were really working with kids that needed your help, and it needed you, period. So I would like to see in some fashion being able to help the at-risk teenage population. Also, just like I mentioned last podcast, I reached out to a friend of mine it's been a long time since we've really talked and hung out, my buddy Vito, and he has a really good cause. He helps people that are struggling with addiction. It's been so prevalent in my life that I wouldn't mind finding a way to help individuals that are struggling with addiction as well.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that, man. That's a Furious 3 for today, episode number 11. And again, our podcast topic today is challenges. Again, we want to bring some positivity. We want to help people. And you might be saying, well, how in the world does talking about challenges, how is that going to help someone or motivate or inspire someone? And, I got my David Goggins shirt on today, my Real Life Trading shirt on, and both of the people associated with these things. So Goggins, who runs 200-mile races, held the pull-up record at one point in time, and then Jeremy Newsom of Real Life Trading. Currently, I am part of a jump rope challenge. It's called the Calendar Club, where every day of the month, you're doing 100 jump ropes. So on December 1st, it was 100 jump ropes. The 25th, Christmas Day, is going to be 2,500 jump ropes. But it's all about pushing yourself to see what you're capable of and to learn about yourself. It's going to challenges show you, hey, I need to grow in this area. I need to get better in this area. And when you push through those tough times, like today, December 16th, I had 1,600 jumps to do. I didn't feel like doing it, but when I finished it, there was a sense of satisfaction, of achievement, accomplishment that, hey.
Feel good. I mean, I feel good. Like today, I'm not going to lie. Like today was one of those days where it was Friday. I did not feel like coming over here and dealing with him today, and working out and swinging the kettlebell 500 times. But it was a challenge, right? And at the end of the day, we finished it, and I feel great. Right. And it really, like, I was kind of in a funky mood this morning, and now I feel 1,000 times better. So just even life challenges, right? Just like getting up in the morning, getting out of bed, going to work. Like, it's not all about just having to set challenges like Jeremy's doing with, the jump ropes. It could be, just something little, something small. You got to get started. You got to do hard shit every day. And who says that? Is that your boy?
Just Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan. Okay, yeah. Joe Rogan says it.
Yeah.
And it's true.
Yeah. And another challenge, too, that I want to credit Edmund for, and this, somebody might look at this and be like, well, that's not really a challenge, and I know he got this from a conversation, I believe it was with Vito last week, but every morning, we've been sending each other what we're grateful for. So he'll send me 3 things that he's grateful for, along with a little description, and then I send him one back. And if he doesn't send one, it's like, dude, let's go.
Let's go. Where you at?
But it's a challenge to every day. I know that I'm accountable to him to send him that, to make me think and reflect on that, and he does the same, and it really it starts the day off in a positive note.
Yeah, so my buddy Vito started that with me. He's been sending me, 3 things that he's been grateful for. And I've been sending them back to him, been sending them to Jeremy. It does really change your mindset in the morning because first, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you're thinking about is like, what do I got to do today? I got to get the kids dressed. I got to get them to school. I got to do this. I got to do that. But it really helps you stop and think about, okay, something positive, right? This is all about being positive. So your mind it's so like it. A lot of the times it can go into negative very quickly, even when you first wake up in the morning. Like my wife's cat. I don't know how it got out of the basement, but it was upstairs scratching at the door, waking me up at freaking 6 a.m, and I'm just like, I'm gonna kill this cat. And it literally, that could have set the tone for the rest of my day. But I stopped, I reflected, I went through, found out what I was grateful for, and then sent them out to these gentlemen, and it definitely helped me get through a pretty funky Friday, right? The weather sucks. It's just been raining for 2 straight days up here. I wish it was snow, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be. And I think a lot of times people think that a challenge has to be, I'm going to do an ultra marathon, or I'm going to do 30,000 jump ropes. It doesn't have to be. It could be something small, like just sending what you're grateful for. And here's the thing: when you do those small things like that every day, you're starting your day out with a win. You're exerting control over your day, because think about it. How much stuff pops up during the day that you weren't expecting, that you don't have control over, that you have to react to? When you can start your day off with something that you can check off your list that makes you feel good, it's going to generate that momentum for the rest of your day.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You can set challenges for anything in your life. And again, when you accomplish these things, it's going to help you feel better. And why is this important right now? Well, like I said at the opening of this podcast, we're only 15 days away from January. And I know a lot of people are like, don't set goals in January, the new year, that's stupid. No, set goals. You should always be setting goals. But this
set goals now. Don't even worry about January 1st, right? Do it now. Start setting your goals now. Start working on them now. Right? You don't need to wait until January 1st to get these done. Start now. Right? And that's something that he and I did. We were just like, when we went out Western Maryland and we kind of wrote our goals out for 2023, we started literally the next day on some of these. In fact, we have a goal review today after this podcast. Yep. And this is a lot of stuff that we're going to teach people on the 20th. Or was it the 20th?
The 20th.
So it's a lot of stuff that we're going to teach people is, what's the process look like? Exactly what steps do you need to follow? Because some people just need that structure. I know I needed it, still need it, and it's totally going to be out there, so anybody can use it. So looking forward to it.
Can you think back to just maybe in the past couple years of maybe a challenge that you haven't shared with the audience before, that you set for yourself, that you were dedicated to every day? You worked at it. It was hard. You got knocked down at points in time. Mm-hmm. You kept getting up and you accomplished it, and it just built your confidence and made you feel better. You have an example that you could share?
I mean, honestly, I could talk about my real estate business. It was, that was tough. Getting involved in real estate and then having to find the leads. Like, I didn't realize, like, finding the leads in real estate is the most difficult part, and there's a process that you have to go through. And people talk to you about, like you got to cold call people and text message people, and I'm just like, I don't want to do any of this. Like, this is not anything that I wanted to get involved in. And there were times where I'm just like, I'm done. I'm not cold calling people. Like, I'm not leaving a 6-figure career so I got to sit here in my office and cold call people and text message people and bother people, because that's what I felt like I was doing, was bothering people. But then I had to come back to that why, right? I had to come back and I said, man, what's worse right now? Calling these people, or knowing that you're going to have a W-2 job for the next 15 years, and you're going to have to answer to somebody, and you're not going to be your own boss, and you're not going to be able to spend that time with the kids, and you're not going to be able to spend that time with the family. You're not going to be able to bring in, the wealth that could literally change your generations, for generations to come. And I said, I'll call these people. And you got to grind. You got to get back, and you got to start doing phone calls. And that went on for a solid year, until I had a conversation with somebody that told me, dummy, you don't need to do this. you can hire a virtual assistant to do all this. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I went through this for a year and I could have had a virtual assistant do all this work. But I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad I did. But, you know, that was my real estate business was a struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, so that's a challenge that you encountered in your past. What are some challenges that you're setting up for 2023 to push yourself, whether it's related to physical challenges? We know that we're doing the 10,000 kettlebell challenge right now, but what are you looking forward to 2023? Challenges for physical, career, relationships, just to share with the audience, to give them an idea of what they could possibly do or how they can push themselves.
Yeah, so challenges for 2023 are going to be, so one, working out is going to be a lifestyle, right? We've been at it since, I would say August. September, August, right? And, I mean, we've been at it. I think we missed 1 week because we were both sick.
And dead.
We were dead. That was terrible.
You keep saying it. That was rough.
Like my wife says, man cold. So there's that. So that is going to be a lifestyle change for me, to where I don't care how, you know, down I am. I don't want to work out, but like it's going to be a lifestyle. So that's one. Eating is going to be part of that. I really, really need to change and look at the things that I'm eating, especially if I want to get to that next level of feeling good and just feeling in shape at 42. Right. What else?
What about the something both of you and I are doing in January, the dry January challenge?
Oh yeah, the dry. Yeah, that's a big one. I don't know how I forgot about that.
Yeah. So for the entire month of January,
no alcohol.
No alcohol.
Done. So
not even like
not even a drop.
Yep.
Right.
And that may continue into February. We're gonna give it a shot.
So you know, drinking's just one of those things socially that I've just done my whole life, and it started at a young age. Like, it gets to a point to where, like, you just get exhausted from it sometimes, because, you know, having a couple of beers or some wine or whatever. But, man, when you get into, like, you know, I still have friends that want to do the shots, and, you know, I have friends that love bourbon, and I love bourbon too, and this is going to be hard. But, you know, January, I'm staying committed, and it is 100% going to be done. It's going to be January. My buddy did this, and he started in January, and then he hasn't drank in 2 years. Not a single drop.
Yeah.
Smokes a lot of weed, but I'm just, but I won't put your name out there. Lynn.
Oh man.
My man.
Put him on blast. So you got a lot of different challenges, and then one thing that I want to mention too is I'm going to be undertaking the running calendar club challenge. So I'm doing the jump rope challenge right now with Real Life Training. I got the hat on today, but Jesse Itzler made this famous back in the day, and a lot of people have finished this. It's the calendar club running challenge, which, like I'm doing with the jump ropes, on January 1st, you do 1 mile. January 2nd, 2 miles, 3 miles, up until you get to the 29, 30, 31. You can run them, jog them, walk them. You just have to get that number of miles in before the end of the day. And I'm putting a twist on it. It's going to be the Calendar Club 0.3 in celebration of 2023. So every day I'm going to be doing 1.3, 2.3. And actually, on the third day of January, I'm going to run 32.3 miles. And my thinking there is, if I do that many miles on the third day, even though I have 31 at the very end, I could say psychologically in my head that I'm not going to run any more than this 32 miles the rest of this challenge. So that's something I'm going to do. I think Edmund is going to
I'm getting on my bike, and I'm going to bike it next to him now. Mile 1, mile 2, mile 3, maybe. I got a bum leg. I got a rod in my leg. I broke my leg, and you know, I can hear Nate Bailey right now saying, like, "Are you kidding me? You just did 10 miles not too long ago." It's a struggle, and it hurts more and more and more as I get older. And I'm not even trying to irritate that. So I'm gonna hop on the bike, play it safe, and I'm gonna knock those miles out with them. I don't know about every day, but I'll be on the bike.
And so here's the thing,
because you're gonna need that last week. That last week, like I'm gonna have to.
And it doesn't help that I'm 220 pounds now. I'm not like I've run.
What's the least
several.
you've ever weighed?
recently, like 184. I was back.
Because you're a tall dude, so
Yeah.
like you 184. So 184, what 6'1", 6'2"? What are you,
6'4".
You're 6'4"?
Mhm.
Are you really?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
So
Lord.
I got a lot of beef that I'm carrying. So this is gonna be. It's going to be fun. And I told my wife, I'm like, hey, I'm going to need your support for this. She's like, why do you keep telling me about this? I'm like, because it's that week when I'm doing 24, 25, 26, 27, back to back to back to back. But I need to push myself. And I want to start this year off getting after it.
So for somebody that's out there thinking, because I know you guys are thinking this, because, you know, we always called Jeremy Extreme Hritz. That's his last name. Because he always takes it to the next level. So for someone out there that's probably thinking, like, why in the world would you do that to yourself? Run that many miles in a month? What would you say to that person?
Yeah, I think it's just, I think when you do difficult things in your life, it almost shows you what you're capable of, but also, too, whenever you come up against something challenging or difficult in your life, it's just like, I ran 500 miles last night. This isn't anything. So
Yeah.
it's more of, to me, it's more of mental training, mental conditioning. I've done 13 marathons. I've done, the most miles I've ever ran in a day was 42 miles.
I remember that.
Yeah, around a track. But it's more of just, it sucks. You want to quit, but the potential that you realize that you have when you do something like that, it's phenomenal. And here's the crazy thing. 42 miles isn't anything. 500 miles in a month isn't anything. Guys like Nate Bailey running 100-mile races, Dave Goggins, the Moab 240, Cameron Hames, the Moab 240. There's people out there that go beyond that, but it doesn't have to be just running. The challenge could be anything, pushing yourself to see what you're truly capable of. And here's the thing, and this is true for all of us, we don't actually realize what we're capable of. But if you push, if you set those challenges, you might just find out.
That leads, what you're really made of, because I can tell you, under Replace Your University, there's a pathway called Replace Your Mindset. And I've talked about this before in other podcasts. It's with Nate Bailey. Nate Bailey takes you through kind of like a boot camp training. And Michael Lush, the owner of Replace Your Mortgage, he was like, look, you guys are going to be on my team. I need you out here, right? I need to see what you're made of. I need to see what your mental toughness is. And immediately I'm thinking like, oh man, I got to find a way to get out of this. And then I'm just like, man, you know what? Like, he's right. Like, you need to suck it up, and we are going to be team members, and we do need to see what our mental toughness is, and we do need to see like how we interact with one another, right? The whole team building process. And, all of us went out there and killed it, right? All with the exception of one person didn't show up, and I won't get into any of that. But we went out there and we crushed it. And, all of us stayed as part of a team. And that one person that didn't show up, he's no longer with us. Right? And, it was, that was Michael's way of kind of filtering out, like, his way of filtering out, like, who he wants in his foxhole.
There we go.
Right?
And I got to give a shout out to one of my old football coaches, Coach Caputo. He used to say if somebody missed practice or a game, never missed anybody that wasn't there.
Never missed anybody that wasn't there. Yeah.
It's true.
I mean,
but you know what?
You guys are here. Be there.
Yeah, you guys are here. Thank you so much for being a viewer, a subscriber, a supporter of Edmund and I of Courage Pays Better Than Fear. We are just getting started with this thing. This is only episode 11. We are taking this thing, again, our whole drive. We just want to bring positivity to everybody. We want to help show people that whatever it is that they want to do, they can accomplish that. We want our stories to serve as a model for that. And we want to know what your challenges for 2023 are going to be. Put those in the comments. Don't forget, I got to put the plug in. Check out Real Life Trading. It is linked in the show notes. If you've ever wanted to learn day trading, swing trading, cryptocurrency, Forex, futures, you name it, that's the place to go. Free education. Check it out. And then
same thing, you want to learn real estate, anything about real estate, there'll be a link in there for Replace Your Employer. Replace Your Employer, we walk people through literally how many flips it needs to take to replace your income. A lot of people would think that, I got to do 3, 4, 5 flips. Some people can do it in 1, maybe 2. the real estate, just click that link. Also, for those of you who have a mortgage, and this is for our friends and family, we tell this all the time. For those of you who have a mortgage, I want you to do one thing. I want you to Google the word mortgage. It means death pledge, okay? There's a link down there that started, like that's how Jeremy and I both got started. It was by replacing our mortgage, accessing the capital in our homes, and building wealth. And that's what we're doing now. That one link is going to be a life changer for those of you who currently have a mortgage. I don't care if you have a 3% interest rate and we're at 7%.
So afraid of the rising rates.
I still hear it all the time. Michael Lush has done, 40 hours of education about how interest rate does not matter. It is time and balance, right? And that's part of the course that we have, and it goes through and it teaches you that. And we still have people that get freaked out about the interest rates, right? If you follow the strategy that we teach in Replace Your Mortgage, your interest rate doesn't matter, okay? And I don't know how many times we got to say that. However, you want to learn more about it, click that link, and you will learn a phenomenal way to pay off your house on average 5 to 7 years. You don't even need to change your current lifestyle, and you maintain current level of income, and you can still get this done. All you're doing is changing the financial tool that you're using to finance your home.
Sounds like a hell of a challenge for 2023.
There you go.
Anyway, hit that like button.
Smash the subscribe button.
Please share with your family and friends. We're trying to build our audience. Again, we're in the very early stages of this. We are taking this thing to the moon, and we are doing it with you. Drop in the comments the challenges that you're taking on. Look for the link coming soon for the accountability webinar next Tuesday. That's going to be on both of our Facebook pages. Also check out too, we got some videos of the kettlebell challenge posted.
We do.
For Mary. He wanted to see the kettle. Will you see the kettlebell in action? Check that out. Those videos are there. And anything else you want to say as we wrap up?
No, everybody, we have one more meeting before Christmas. I hope you're out there grinding and getting your Christmas shopping done, because that's still something I need to do. Talk about a challenge.
Then we better shut this thing down.
Let's do it.
All right, that's it for episode 11. And remember, courage
pays better than fear.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Take care.